We left at the Vedana. The feeling is the Dukkha. Then we continue from there. Now, what is Vedana? We just spoke about feeling, but what really you mean by feeling?
We understood yesterday that the feeling is sukha dukkha, and then that's the main feeling we feel it always. Sorry, what's your question? I missed it.
So, how does it work? Yes, Arif.
Like I think it's a feeling of something special, like a specialness.
What special?
I guess if the feeling is a sense of something being special.
Okay. So what happens then? Yes, Bobby.
Vidasi, can you hear me, Vidasi?
Yes, I can hear.
Feeling like after Buddha or whatever is our experience through or feeling or sensations, different sensations through all our sense organs, like 6 sense organs. It can be neither pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. These are our experiences we feel.
No, that is correct. No, that is correct. But what exactly is a feeling? How does it appear?
Because of memory, comparison of past memory.
No, but when you're seeing or hearing or something like that, how does it work?
Just when you are seeing, it appears as light, and then maybe sound, smell.
Mm-hmm.
That what is that?
No, that is correct. Okay, let's ask Nitin. Yes, Nitin.
So whenever we see or we hear or smell, at the mind level, something happens and we feel good or not so good. At the same time, at the body level also we feel something. So that could be a feeling.
No, that is okay. But I mean, when we say feeling, what would be the exact sequence of that feeling?
So we'll ask you what is the sequence means? So is it what is the condition or what is the
No, condition is there. Phassa is a condition. But how does it appear? How does the feeling appear?
it appears as experience?
I know that. That's correct. So, feeling is experience, but how?
According to situation.
Situation. No. Sorry, madam. Okay. No problem. Should I answer? Given up? Yes, Nitin.
So when the first happens, uh, that time it is arising. That could be called as a feeling.
Yeah,
And
Phassa,
our
with,
consciousness
with
and
contact,
the
there is
object.
feeling. No, no, with contact, there is feeling. Agreed. But what is the sequence? What's the process?
So our consciousness, our object,
Yeah,
and
tell me the sequence. You're almost coming there, but tell me the sequence.
so at first, through my eyes, I see the object, and my consciousness also gets aligned with it.
So you are other than consciousness, or you are consciousness, or consciousness is other than you, or you are part of consciousness, or what it is.
At that time, I think I am the consciousness,
Okay.
and there is a mind and the object of perception, or the object of my eye. So all three comes together.
Can you give me an example? Maybe that will help you to explain.
Yeah. So if I see my old friend in front of me, and I'm fully aware that it is my old friend, and at that time, mind is also there 100%. So all three, consciousness, my mind, and
So you mean to say mind is different and consciousness is different? And mine
it
is also. Yes, go
could
ahead.
be part of consciousness.
What do you mean could be means? That means it's not. Or you're unsure.
With Buddhist philosophy, I don't know, but antar, antakaran, there is other philosophy. In antakaran, there are different parts of consciousness. So,
Nitin, you are slightly off track.
all right, sure. I'll wait for your answer.
Yeah, sure. Shreyas,
Sir, in Madhupindika Sutta, he says that Chakuncha Paticcha Rupe Chopachati Chakku Vinyanam, Ingna Sangati Passo, and Passa Pachaya Vedanam.
correct.
And
So,
from Vedana, we
no,
get
wait,
Sanya.
don't go
Okay.
far. Now you give me an illustration.
Okay, so let's say I'm hungry. I see an apple and I feel Sukha Vedana, like because now I can get rid of that hunger.
Hmm.
But if I don't see anything, any food, that becomes Dukha Vedana because I still have to go through that hunger, which is suffering at that point.
Good example. Can you even more refine it? It's still not there, but it's better.
Is it the Rupa of the apple that gives me the Sukha Vedana? Is that refinement?
Okay. No. You just missed by an inch, not even an inch, a centimeter. Think what is missing there. You're right. Chakuncha paticha rupecha upajati chakku vijnanam tinna sangati phasso phassa pache vedana. That formula we need to know.
Right.
Okay. But then this vedana is already fabricated. And that's what you experience. So you already experience apple. You don't experience hunger. You experience apple, which is a eatable. So you feel you can quench the hunger. So what Vijnana you got it is apple.
Right.
Yes, Seryu.
Yeah, I guess as in the four things that comes when there's a contact. And there's a shape of the apple is recognized, and there's a sex. I guess in this case there's no sex, but the name is made, and then the purpose was made.
Yahi
And then-
akara linga nimitta uddesha. Right? So that should be there. Otherwise, there's no passa. There's no contact. If there is no contact, there is no feeling. If there is no feeling, there is no perception. One second. So, for anything to feel, there should be contact. So, how does a contact happen?
By recognizing it.
No, you're again wrong, Veena. Yes, are you?
I think the word, I guess, used in the sutta, or you describe it as some striking that happens between the form.
Patigha.
Yeah, patigha.
That is done. Now we already done that. How does the feeling happen? Passa. How does the passa happen? Yes.
I also remember you said there's some shaking of consciousness in a special way based on these things.
That's fine, but how does this contact happens? Yes, Madhukar. Go ahead. You are on mute. No, Veena, it is not realizing it so and so.
Yes.
Yes, Madhukar, go ahead.
So I guess when we consider object and the subject different, and it is communicated through I mean and so that's why the concept is generated with the object. And maybe
No, sir. Not wrong. Nitin,
So according to yoga philosophy, can I explain or?
no, don't bring other philosophy. Nitin, it becomes complicated.
Yeah,
I understand what you're trying to say, but
no problem, sir.
considering other people might not know what you're saying, and then it becomes one-sided.
It's a simple words. When we see the object, our consciousness takes the form of the object, and then it present it to the consciousness itself.
Can't be. Consciousness cannot present to itself.
Yeah. Or we can say I.
No, that's fine. See, I'm not asking that at all. If there is a contact, and how does that contact happen? Okay, no problem. If you don't know, yes, sir, you have raised hand.
And I think the other day when you explain how to perceive space, you were saying the consciousness was obstructed by something, and hence there's a.
I'm asking about how contact come to be. I'm not asking about Vijnana. Okay. Yes, Shreyas.
Is it because the nimitta has already happened of that object?
Obviously, you just now said what is there in Madhupindika Sutta. With the feeling, you get a perception. And perception means is to have a nimitta or some symbolization. How that pleasure was taken, how the pain was taken, you will create a symbol. Because the next time you don't have to go through the feeling. It will tell you this one created the pain. So when you see that person or a thing, pain automatically arises. Even though the person has not spoken, even though you have not encountered that, you'll feel it. Let's say somebody had an electric shock taking one stuff. Okay, there was some live wire, not too much, but that's so next time the feeling doesn't come. The moment he sees that object, he will check whether it has power, because there is perception already. And it happens in our day-to-day life all the time. I'm not asking that at all. Yes, Bobby.
So Vilasi, is it this, after feeling the perception comes, or is it any chance that the perception comes first and then feeling?
I just now answered the same question.
Yeah, that's why I asked, So because
First time,
so now,
Bobby, hold on. First time, when you go to Vipassana, you have no idea, so you get a proper feeling. Second time, you know what is Vipassana, so you will not get that feeling because you already have the perception. So from second time onward, there is no feeling of what you got first time. Same thing with coffee, same thing with tea, same thing with food, same thing with everything we do. What is perception is you will symbolize so that you don't have to go back again and again and again. So it helps you in recognizing objects. Bobby, should I have to ask your name every time I meet you, or is it sufficient that I have to say Bobby?
that is something. There is a bit of a confusion for me. That's why I asked.
No, that is fine. I appreciate. I appreciate. So,
Madhupindika Sutta.
yes.
So in that Sina Sangati Pastu, and then Pasta is the sort of Vedana, then the perception and proliferation, everything happens, right? So
Yes, but the second time, Buddha doesn't talk the second. Yes, go ahead, Bobby. Bobby, go ahead.
Sorry, that is only for the first time.
Yes, that's the first time. Everything what Buddha talks or Sariputta talks or anybody talks there, it's for the first time because the repetition is known. That is samsara. We keep repeating the same thing. If you get Sukha Vedana, you will try to get the Sukha Vedana from that object. If you get Dukkha Vedana, you don't want that object. Every time you'll do the same thing. Yes or no?
Yes, but I was thinking that even in the second time, some feeling will be there pertaining to that situation. I know it is not the same feeling, but some feeling will be there, and
that would be there. That would be there. But the problem is you'll have anticipation because of symbolization.
When you said this Adhara, Nimitta, and everything. Is it part of perception?
Yes, if you have not looked at DN15, you have missed a lot part of Buddha Dhamma. He says how the phassa happens. He teaches Ananda. People get confused on phassa. Let me teach you what is phassa. Okay. Now we had done this earlier, so I think I have to go back to that, it seems like. You require 4 things to identify an object. Should have a shape, akara, should have a gender or a characteristics, which is linga, should have a symbol, nimitta, it should have a purpose, it should serve the purpose for which it is there, this uddesha. Then you have to have 2 other things to recognize it. One is adhivachana, that means verbalization through language. One is patigha, which means striking. So the object has to strike on the sense door, and then only anything can happen. So when he says tinna sangati phasso, it means all of this has already happened.
So, Meenakshi, I have one more question in that case. So now what you're saying is from DN15 that all these things has to happen. So that is, you told that is part of perception. So in this case, now you previously you told that this happens only in the first time. So what this sequence is for the second time or later times, or is it for the first time?
Unless, Bobby, tell me one thing, am I looking leaner or fatter?
They're looking the same.
Same. So then there is no need for akara, linga, nimitta, uddesha. If I am fat, what will you say? You will calibrate. What is our practical experience, Bobby? See that. That's how we do. We evaluate. We instantly evaluate and say, you have gone fat, you have gone lean. Right? Or we don't. So when there is no change, there is no feeling. But when there is change, there is feeling. Yes or no?
Yeah, I think there is a different feeling when there is a change.
Exactly. Because that's a different feeling. Otherwise, it's the same feeling, right? So there's no need for feeling. So you'll become neutral because you have already seen it. Let's say I went to the Vipassana 10-day course and then I've gone to another 10-day course. I know exactly the sequence. So I'm neutral. Unless something extra happens than the first time. So the akara, linga, nimitta, uddesha has not changed. So there's nothing to be felt or perceived because there's no phassa. Correct? Another example, Bobby. You came from Ireland to Australia. When you landed in Australia, you had some feeling. But now that you are a resident of Australia, the feeling is gone. So there's nothing to be felt now. Because there's nothing to be perceived differently. You have had much of it. So there's nothing.
But still there is a neutral feeling, right?
That is there. That is going to, Buddha also said there is neutral feeling, but that not knowing itself is avidya. You have studied that in the Chula Vedala Sutta. She says very clearly, you will not be able to understand the neutral feeling. That's avidya. If you are able to understand the neutral feeling, Bobby, you have almost come closer to Arhat.
Yeah. And neutral feeling is pertaining to avidya and also equanimity.
Yes, but there is a neutral feeling that itself we don't know, right? We are feeling, but there is neutrality in that we don't know. Or do you know? What do you think? What does anybody think? Everyone has become like a stone now.
I think the neutral feeling is the hardest to.
That is fine. So, thing is, there is neutrality. Why? Because there is nothing new to be experienced. See, I'm now going to land in Brisbane International Airport in few months. Obviously, I will not have any feeling. Obviously, it's obvious. But there is a feeling. What is neutral? So they can't
Like
be. Yes.
somebody who is very developed in meditation, like yourself is so high. So even if they see this thing for the first time, is it neutral or pleasant or unpleasant?
Nothing will be there. He'll be in equanimity. Because
It's
he's
a
seen
neutral
it.
feeling.
Yeah, he's seen it.
No. Even if he's not seen it, like for the first time he's seeing something, and
See, if
it is
somebody
very
you say
kind of like,
meditate. No, Bobby, if you say somebody is a advanced meditator, and means that he's understanding Buddha Dhamma. So when we say meditator, let me clarify, it is not a statue kind of a person who is sitting closed eyes and doing all those things. It is a person who knows what is Dhamma. And in Buddha Dhamma, that person is called Chayaka, meditator. Let's have a clarity on what we are saying as meditator. If you are saying advanced meditator, it means anagami, no less than anagami. If an
yeah,
anagami,
that's,
where,
yeah.
yes, go ahead.
No, that's what I meant. If, at least they say anagami will not feel. He'll feel always a neutral person, irrespective of it
Exactly.
is.
Because he has seen it all. So there's nothing to be associated with. He will have upekha, not avijja of neutral, adukka sukha vedana. He will be neutral as neutral. Okay. So what is the source of contact?
Sir, attention and focus, sir.
No. Focus and attention is part of sati. So first you focus, then you attend, then you observe, and then you are aware. The consciousness does all the four. Okay, if you don't have any idea, it is 6 sense doors. That is the source of contact. I don't know, you are all masters in Patisamutpada. If I am asking you a question like this, you are seeing as though you are hearing for the very first time. Okay? So the object has to come to the sense door. That's called aramana, coming. So when the object comes to the sense door, consciousness has a choice. That is sankhara. It has a choice. It chooses to take it or it chooses to leave it based upon the previous experience, which is Vedana, the previous experience. If I know that experience, then it turns neutral because it's known. If I don't know the experience, it would like to experience. And then a decision is taken. Take it or to leave it. So without objects coming to sixth sense door, can there be a contact? Clear. So when I see someone, if I'm getting angry, means the object is perceived to be an enemy in the consciousness, because the experience already says that this person is your enemy or he is an unpleasant person. He will give you unpleasantness. So instantaneously, in the senses, that is the eye sense door, the consciousness creates unpleasantness because of that object. And that is phassa. And hence, there is a feeling of unpleasantness or displeasure, whatever we want to use, or that adhivachana language, or patigha, striking, the object is striking. Now the moment I change it to the 5 aggregates as a sotapanna, or as a sakadagami, or as an anagami, the degree of experience changes. At a sotapanna level, he will realize, enemy is just a label over the body, or this unpleasantness is just a label over the body, because that is rupa. What is the point in feeling sad or bad about that rupa? The rupa by itself will go away, right? But still there is a reaction, because the sense door is not able to stop at aramana. Then the sakadagami does not have possession. In his case, what happens is that he will or she will relax, not grasp. They'll relax. So the experience is slightly neutral, but still going under clutches of liking or disliking. An anagami level, there is no kamachanda or vyapada. So the phassa happens without an object. So there is no phassa. When he sees the object, he doesn't take it as mine. There is nothing to be grasped. So he's almost an arhat, except that he has to let go of avijja. And hence, what does he experience? Upekha. So, in the Rupa, he experiences Upekha. Because he's experiencing Upekha, there is nothing to be perceived. He will see anicca nature, arising and passing. The object arose udayanga, samudaya. It raised out, attangamo. Sunrise, set. In fact, Buddha has used the same word, samudaya, attangama. Then he sees three things. Asada, adinava, nissarana. Asada means aswada, relishing. He could have relished it, but it is gone. Adinava, the danger of losing it. Nissarana means escape. So he sees these five things. Both Arhat and Anagami can see all these five. So they are not attached to the object. Okay. And hence, the third one, Sankhara becomes Nirodha. Sorry, Sankhara becomes Samatha. And Vijnana becomes Nirodha. So there's no person, there's no object in terms of identification. Hence, attains Nirodha Samapatti. So that's a natural thing. If the consciousness is not catching on to the object, then in the sixth sense of Salayatana, there is no Phassa. Phassa Pachay Vedana, not there. Vedana Pachay Tanha, not there. Tanha Pachay Upadana, not there. Upadana Pachay Bhava, not there. Bhava Pachay Jati, not there. Jati Pachay Jara, not there. Marana, not there. Then the entire suffering is gone. If he cuts off the Phassa, so the Salayatana, the effect of Salayatana is gone. One step before is Namarupa. He can cut at Namarupa or at Vijnana itself, or at Sankhara. Or if it cuts off the asavas, then the avijja itself is gone. So that's the noble eightfold path. So Sammaditthi is Four Noble Truths. Samma Sankappo is Nekkhamma Sankappo, Abhyapada Sankappo, Avihimsa. Samma Vacha, you know it. Samma Kammanto, you already know it. Samma Ajivo, to do the things just for sustenance. Samma Vayamo, cut out the immoral deeds. Samma Sati, Satipatthana. Samma Samadhi, or jhanas. Samma Jnana, what is real and what is unreal. Vimukti is asavakhaya jnana. Dasangaihi. That is Lokuttara Jnana. So this is the essence of Buddha Dhamma. If somebody wants to say, what's the essence of Buddha Dhamma? Or what is Buddha Dhamma? Of Buddha, not Dhamma. Of Buddha. You should say, my teacher has taught me 5 elements plus 1 consciousness. 6 senses with 6 sense objects. Going into 3 types of mental preoccupation. Then my teacher has taught me how to do the Indriya Samvara, stopping the senses, going behind sense objects. And my teacher has taught me what causes dukkha, the samudaya of dukkha, the nirodha of dukkha, the path I took to get into this. And my teacher has taught me the cause and effect, the cause, condition, and its effect. My teacher versus other teachers is that he has taught me it's a cause, with what condition it comes, and with removal of what condition it goes away. So this is what my teacher taught. And hence I have faith, not just faith, experiential faith in Buddha, because I have exactly tried what he said. It showed me the Dhamma, not because he says so, I can see so. And I am associated with those people who follow the Dhamma as indicated above. There might be some people who claim to be following Buddha Dhamma but might not be knowing this. And hence, I refrain from what? Those people who seem to be knowing Buddha Dhamma. Why? Because they don't know the sequence. They don't know the arising. They don't know the cessation. All they know is something what they've heard, not what they've experienced. So that should be our answer. No need to get upset. No need to get happy. It's just Dhamma. This is the essence of Buddha Dhamma. So if anybody asks, you need to be able to demonstrate completely. Yes, Sabish.
No, that's mistake. Sorry.
Okay. So you should be able to demonstrate. Not just parrot it. Buddha says this, Buddha might say 100 things. Makes no sense. Yes, sir. You.
One question. So in the example you gave in this Vedana, how it arose in this case of seeing an enemy, the enemy already is in the consciousness for seeing, hence the feeling is there. But what about the first ever, let's say, experience of like an electric shock or something? How does the first time it came without...
Neutral. I've told you yesterday also. It's neutral. When you meet anyone for the first time, you are still not made up. So it's neutral. There's feeling, but it's neutral.
Okay. But then it turns into sukha or dukkha, hence the perception, recognize it, and next time it just comes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's say I met you, Aryu. Remember our good old days in 2019. First time we met. Were we having any feelings? No. But there was a feeling. But we never knew the feeling. slowly you started understanding whatever I'm saying. Was there a feeling? Yes. There was Sukha Vedana. And whenever I have commented something to you, you had a Dukkha Vedana. You remember our time we spent in our house where we cross-fired each other for 3 hours, right? All because of what Shreyas said. And that our other friend, he and Shreyas, they left. But we continued our fight until late midnight. And next day was your flight. You were still uneasy about it. You remember? Yeah. So was that a neutral feeling? That was a Dukkha Vedana. Why? Because you never expected I am going to be talking like that. So Sachin and Shreyas, in fact, when Sachin made a sarcastic remark, you should have stopped. What did he say? Harry, your father is there. You don't have to worry. He loves you a lot. Right? And we kept on arguing as a son and a father. What happened? That was Dukkha Vedana. But you remember in 2019 when we met first time, was there any Vedana? No. From Bodhimian in Discord, just meeting, there was no feeling. But there was a feeling. Yes.
I guess in the previous engagements, there's almost sukha because I always felt understood, I felt reasonable, and all those perceptions were there. But this time I felt misunderstood, I felt it's unreasonable, it's uncommunicable, or all those things. And
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you felt, how can he do like this to me? I'm supposed to be his favorite and he's doing like this to me. And you kept on asking me, Vilas, tell me, are you able to understand what I'm saying? I said, no. And that irritated you even more.
The worst is when I say, can you try to understand me? You said no.
No. So you see, Harry, we see all of this, but we don't apply Buddha Dhamma then. If you had applied, you wouldn't be crying. There was no need. From closely around 7:30 p.m. we started discussing till around midnight. 4 hours went by on the same subject. You are breaking your head, I am breaking my head, and my wife and my son also sat with us, trying to think that we are really fighting.
Abhishek raised hand first. I just want to say this. I think what relieved me from part of the thing, because I was in so much anger and anguish toward the night and sleeping, I think even my throat started paining. But in the middle of the night, then the thought that came, it's so much pain. And then I thought, Vilas is just a name. And that relieved me quite a bit for that pain for a while.
Yeah, it lingered on you for a while. Yes, Abhi, go ahead.
I'm curious with Andrew that at that moment in time, from the time he would have met you from the beginning, what were the extreme perceptions that would have happened? Like, we put somebody on a pedestal, like, somebody who either knows more or can always understand, like, all the perception. And in that moment, do you feel that they got neutralized? Because it naturally happens when we meet somebody, and especially if you're looking for somebody, a teacher or a mentor or whoever, all of a sudden when it feels like finally I found somebody, or somebody I can either relate to or can give me the knowledge that and then very quickly our mind escalates the perception of that person. And so do you feel in that moment it kind of got balanced from what, because I wouldn't know what kind of ideation you would have had in terms of putting him in a pedestal, regardless what he's giving. The mind constantly is doing that. Do you feel those things were kind of neutralized? Because it would go to negative, and I feel then it comes back up where it feels like, oh, now I can just perceive as a person who's more neutral as opposed to.
I wouldn't say neutral. I mean, thanks for asking. I think it was more of a shock, because it just shocked me out of my perception, right? So, of course, all these connections, these many years, it's there. But on top of it, it's dukkha, right? So the mind is confused for a while. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For a while, yes. But eventually, maybe in a few days, or because something accumulated for, say,
No, it didn't accumulate, because at the airport, that I was explaining to someone what I experienced, and they start arguing for me. But then I start arguing for Vilas. I said he did it for a good reason. So then I tried to see his perspective of why he doesn't want to, because I felt I need to be understood. But that's a feeling. I want him to get into my feeling. And he's saying, no, it's your feeling, your perception. You're seeing it this way. I refuse to take that, because I always felt, what if with compassion you should get into my feeling, but he refused, right? So that kind of shocked me, but then I realized why he was doing that. So I think I understood, and I think there's a forgiveness that happened in the airport, so it didn't linger on.
Yeah, it's also an expectation. I feel it forms when somebody has always understood us. Like, for example, a child thinks my parents, they always either understand me or provide for me. They're always there. And all of a sudden, someday they experience something different and they're in utter shock. Like, how did that happen? My parents never do that. And sometimes in our perception, it's like, oh, this can never happen. We just feel like this is impossible to happen. And someday, I'm saying from my experience also, when I was in the retreat in Vipassana a few months ago, I thought, they are anagami or whatever, and then this can never happen. The mind had built a perception without knowing, and then when something happened, I realized, oh, I didn't realize there was a perception already built that this can never happen. It will always going to be like this. Like we always, parts of the world, always this.
Yeah, sorry. So no, I was just saying it was a shock to me, because there are many things that said that day that broke my previous perception. Because I mean, of course, we're learning so many things, but that day we were saying, don't make any absolute statement. But in the mind, I also want to be absolute. I said, Sila is good, right? And he doesn't say anything. In my mind, it's broken. So I was, hence confused, and then it worked out for a while, but it resolved. So it's good in that way. But Anjana was asking, are you even come back next time?
Because the absolutes, they create a conditioning in the mind. So if we want to progress, regardless if it's Buddha Dhamma, this is my perception. If something is really absolute and is blocked, it's created and we're not able to see the nuances, or things are dynamic in nature in some way or another. So there is no such thing which is completely absolute. But this is more of a reference point which is mostly accurate if I were to share my perception.
Yeah, sure. See, the thing is like this. Why do we perceive? To make it fixed. Always. We want it to be changeless. You don't want it to change. If it changes quite often, you have to rewire the whole thing. Meaning you have to create an image, you have to feel for that image, have a perception, then ensure that the perception stays, so that you can experience the same object in the same tone forever. Now that day, Aryu had many shocks. One, Sachin asking me one question, for which Shreyas answering it. And I told Aryu, it's not meant for you, it is for Shreyas. And he was feeling, why is he shutting me off? I can also talk. And after a while, Shreyas went home. So he thought he can now bargain and did not allow him to bargain. That was a second shock for him. That for others he is able to agree, and for me he is not allowing. Then he came up with the third thing. Why don't you understand? I said, I don't have anything to understand. Okay. Vilas, you should understand. I should be understood. But there's no rule that you should be understood. So it was quite a emotional turmoil because anyone wants the perception to stay. Okay. Smart person is one who sees anicca in perception. Sanya is always anicca. Why? It's just being given. Like I have seen you, Abhi, as far as I see you through your eyes, you seem to be very focused. But what I see in you also is you're a very erratic person. If I were to meet you face to face and we were to stay together, if I don't make up the perception properly, there is quite a bit of chance that I will be misunderstood. Okay. As far as your confidence goes, you're confident. At the same time, certain things will make you feel skeptical. And when that goes deeper, you become a very erratic person. If I don't know that, I will have fixed mindset that Abhi is very welcoming person. I'm looking forward to stay with him in Auroville. Little realizing that it would be the most painful episode of my life. Not that you're bad, but it's a problem with my perception. Okay. What if I don't perceive at all? Will there be a feeling? And the answer is no. So there's no discomfort at all. Only if I were to experience Abhi, then the problems start. You got the point? Supposing you were to come here to stay with me, I can be fine with anyone, long as I don't feel and perceive. As another example, Veena sitting here is one mindset. Mrityunjay, her husband, is another mindset. I can't talk to him like what I talk to Veena. And I can't talk to her as I talk to Mrityunjay, even though they're husband and wife. Why? Because her perception of Mrityunjay is totally different than his perception of Veena. If I get caught up between these two people, you know what's going to happen? My brain will have a mixie grinder, like I can get grinded of vegetable grinding, right? Because he's going to grind me one way and she's going to grind me in another way. So I have to, if I don't want grinding, I should talk to Mrityunjay in the way he wants it. to talk to Veena in the way she wants it, and then I don't have to talk anything at all for myself. Because there's no perception. If I make a perception of Veena, it becomes a fixed mindset. Veena is like this. Instantaneously, I get a painful conditions because she is like this. If she is like what I don't want her to be like that, or if she's like this, which I like her, then I will feel, oh, she's very good. I want Veena to be coming to my home every day. Right? And same thing with Mrityunjay. What if I don't have any perception? Can I suffer? So perception is a disease. This is what Buddha says. It's a disease. It's a boil. Sanya, Gandho, Sanya, Sallo, Sanya. He keeps on putting such a huge list. Why? It gives only pain. Didn't it bring Aryu to tears because of perception? He cried of so many hours. We couldn't stop him from crying. And this poor guy comes all the way from America to sit and cry at our home. Because we didn't understand him. And he said, I have a right to be understood. I said, I don't want to understand. Fine. So even while we were dropping him to the airport, we had a little bit of argument. And by the time he reached San Francisco, he was all right. So how many hours lost in perception? Right? Feeling and perception are like that. They are thorns. Yes, Abhi.
If that is so, Buddha also talks about many times that you stay away from certain kind of people. You get close to certain kind of people if the path of the Dhamma to grow and so on and so forth. So in that case, we still have perception. So is he talking about perception period as a whole or extreme perception? Because
once you are an arhat, you can be with anyone. If you are still a sekha, trainee, refrain from talking to people who have wrong views.
Right.
Because they are going to create anxiety in you.
Right.
Or they will rob your peace.
Or also their wrong view will slowly rub off on me. My mind will slowly, our mind usually is the average of 5 people we mix with. So in that case, slowly my mind will start picking up subtle wrong views.
No, you already have it. It just enhances it. It's better. Don't deal with such people.
But for my mind to recognize, to perceive that, and then decide to not deal with them, it needs perception.
You cannot stay without perception, but at the same time, holding on to perception is a problem.
Right. So not have fixed perception.
Exactly. Don't fix it. Make it anicca, arising and passing away. Just like anything else, even the perception arises and passing away. How does the perception arise and pass away? It arises and passes away due to feelings. If the feeling changes, the perception also changes. You can't keep the perception constant and while the feeling is changing. And now you see this Veena has stayed at my home and Mrityunjay also stayed at a home. So if I create a perception and every time I see their face, I get back the same perception, thinking that they are giving me the same feeling, which is false. It's a previous experiences feeling, right?
It's like my mother still feels as if I'm in class 12 in my high school.
Yes.
Although a lot has happened throughout the time, but somehow there is a strong perception, oh, how will he survive? And although I've
Exactly.
lived-
See, whatever you're doing today, I don't know what you're doing in Auroville, but if I'm your parent, I will be 100% concerned about you. Because you're wasting your time in doing some lousy thing. Instead of earning, instead of having some good job and marrying and all of that, I don't know what are you doing and why are you doing, and in such a pathetic environment, and I don't know. I'm very much concerned about you, Abhi. If I'm your parent, I would say that. Because my perception is everybody should earn. They should go to a job. They can't be sitting idle and doing some so-called spiritual / religious thing. I appreciate your mother that she still accepted in some way. Maybe you have threatened her or whatever it is. Then she said, okay. Are you working?
not professionally. I think I spoke to you in the first. There's no professional work at this time.
Yes.
That's one of my silas which is not strong, and that is really my focus at this time.
You're working for Auroville, not for being a professional. Correct?
Not even for Auroville as such. It's a small part-time volunteering I do sometimes, but primarily working so that eventually I can work from home. Creating online program. But anyways, that's a different topic.
Yeah, got it.
But my mother's perception also got, I think, in that way balanced, that she had this expectation, because in my past, I had successful business. I used to be in a relationship, and, it was very different kind of life expectancy. So they were seeing, yes, he's the most successful child in our family, and he's stable and success. Like I had so-called success before. When my friends were studying in school, I had a business, I had a house, I had a car, like that kind of. So in her mind, my son is settled, went to other extreme that I don't have to think. And in her mind, it had to come to neutrality. Like it seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, or he's lost, or what. It doesn't make sense what he's doing. So all those things.
If I would feel you're drugged
Or depressed.
or depressed. No, drugged and depressed. Yes, sir.
And I guess when the feeling shifts from the same name, Abhishek, the perception is changing, then there's a feeling of lost, right? The Soka Parideva that comes because the old Abhishek is no more. So
Yes, exactly. See, now what happens? Let us understand in the complete sequence. Now, in this case, his mother, or assuming that I am like a parent, manancha paticcha, dhammecha uppajjati, mano vinyanam. Now, in the mind appears Abhishek. Inna sangati phasso. These three becomes contact. So Abhishek is a contact, not about just in consciousness coming there. Abhishek itself is a contact. Because of its Abhishek, there's a feeling. What feeling? Abhishek as an object to be felt. So when I met Abhishek, he is into the Buddha Dhamma, so I am having a very pleasant feeling. Because I also love Buddha Dhamma. So we both have the same love, right? What if we were to say I'm a movie bluff, or some people say I'm a foodie. I will give a sermon to Abhishek and he will say, what hit me, I don't know. He spoke for 1 hour, wasting my time and his time. Okay. Why? Because in my perception, because of that feeling, since I hate people who are foodies, my consciousness has already taken foodies bad. Inna Sangati Phasso has happened. Phassa Pacha Vedana. The feeling is Dukkha Vedana. Yam Vedeti Tam Sanjanati. Whatever one feels, one perceives. What does he perceive? Abhishek is Dukkha. Yam Sanjanati Tam Vitaketi. Whatever one perceives, one debates what to be done and what not to be done. So I will try to explain to Abhishek, my dear friend Abhishek, I don't like food. Can we talk something else? Abhishek says, no, my dear friend, I think I am here only for food. How about movies? Yes, I watch movies. What kind of movies? I watch Bengali movies. He says, and I say, I watch Kannada movies. Again, no use. No contact. So no feeling. Unless we have commonality, there is no contact and there is no feeling. When he says, I love Buddha Dhamma, is it? From when? Ah, but what kind of Buddha Dhamma do you follow? He says, I'm following Aurobindo style Buddha Dhamma. I will ask, what is this new one? Vilas, I'll tell you, you should know this. The best one. I say, mine is pure Dhamma. There's nothing pure. Aurobindo has already told, there's nothing called pure in this world. Then I say, your Aurobindo is an idiot. Please, Vilas, you tell me I'm an idiot, I'm okay. But telling my teacher idiot, how much of my teacher have you known? So now this perception is going into a debate. Yam vitaketi tam papancheti. Now I create a world of story. Then I say, I know all about Aurobindo. Excuse me, please use words with caution. I don't like people who blame my teacher. I'm going to blame. What will you do? Sir, please don't get excited. I don't like people who are excited also. And you say you are a teacher of Buddha Dhamma. Small things you're getting excited. Right? He can do that. Why? Because in my papancha, in my world, created world, I'm suffering. Yam papancheti tato tam nidana purisa. That person, when he creates a world of its own, what does he do? Papancha sanya samudacharanti. He creates more stories to make it look big. Atita, past, anagata, future, pachuppanna, now. Taking it to be true and real. And what does he do? Between these two, mano vinyanesu dhammesu. The ideas, what he is getting in the mind, he will try. Cognitive bias, yes. So he will try to, or confirmation bias, not cognitive. So you create a bias. So next time, hold on, Aryu. Next time our friend Abhi Roy comes, I'm sitting stern because I already perceive him to be a non-reciprocal person. And that guy is neutral, saying, what happened? he spoiled my happiness, and his atrocity of asking me what happened. Such an atrocious person. But I'll just smile and say, yeah, I'm all doing fine. But I'm very cynical about that fine. This is how we do. What if really I cut off perception? So next time I meet Abhi, manancha paticcha dhammecha upajjati manovinyanam happens. There is no phassa. If there is no phassa, there is no feeling, vedana. If there is no feeling, there is no sanya, perception. Sanjanati. Then if there is no sanjanati, then there is no vitakketi. There is nothing to think or debate. If there is nothing to debate, there is nothing to create papancha sanya. If there is no papancha sanya, then end of suffering. Because there is no story. Auroville has a story. That is papancha. He has bought into Auroville's story and he is staying there. What if one fine day the apple falls on his head and he loses the perception of Auroville? He is released from the bondage of Auroville into liberation. Why? Because it's just a perception. There's nothing there. He's hooked onto Auroville, thinking that will give me liberation. Liberation is minusing Auroville or any perception whatsoever. Because there won't be any feeling. And Bobby had asked this question. The second time the feeling or perception, he should know it is called Sanya Vedaita Nirodha, not the other way around. Vedana Sanya Nirodha. It is Sanya Vedaita Nirodha because the second time it is the Sanya which is working, not Vedana. If I lose the perception of Bobby, there is no feeling of pleasant, unpleasant, neutral of Bobby. Now, will I suffer as a consequence of having Bobby? No. Yes, Ario, you wanted to raise your hand. You've been asking like this. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's not a big thing, but I realize what we call friends is just that our perceptions and feelings are matching, right?
Exactly.
The more we match with our friend. And what we call Kalyana Mitta is because it has the right perception that can make you perceive in the, let's say, the right way to lead you more to happiness.
Kalyana Mitta here is it's a perception of liberation. That means if you follow that person, that path, so first you're asking this thing, excuse me, does that road lead to liberation? And he says yes. Okay. Have you tried? Yeah, I have read. Sorry, sir. I don't want your reading of the path. I want to know whether you have gone on that path. Yes, sir, I've gone on the path. How many stations are there? Those stations into 8, into 2, totaling 8. Substation 1, Anugami, you're on the road. Any person who is an Anugami knows he's on the road. He's on that road. Then he gets the fruit, phala. When he eats a fruit, Should he guess is the fruit? No, got the fruit. He stands there, marks, this leads to Sotapanna. Okay? So he puts a mile marker 2 kilometers from this place. You reach this point, and this point is Sotapanna. Is he deluded? No. Is he imagining? No. Is he perceiving? No. Is he feeling? No. Is it real? Yes. Can this be demonstrated all the time? Yes. Are there characteristics and features to show that this is how the Sotapanna will be? Yes. Can anybody attain that Sotapanna stage? Yes, if they walk on that road. This Kalyan Mitra will say, boss, I have gone down that road. Come with me. Now, how do you think that road will be? Is it winding like this or straight? Sir, I just now told you I've gone on that road. You just follow me. What if you have not reached that place? Sir, I'm telling you, I have reached that place. You can just walk behind me. No, sir, how much Buddha knowledge do you know? Sir, I am a Buddhu in this front. Buddhu means idiot. Just follow me till wherever I have reached. You will know it for yourself. But please demonstrate it for me. Yeah, here's a demonstration. I walked till there, you can walk. So this person, after much deliberations and thinking and worrying and all of that, at last he makes an attempt to walk. Then he walks. If he exactly follow what this person is saying, he will indeed reach there. Now I might say, what if he doesn't? That thing doesn't even come. Why? Because of three basic conditions. Condition number one, this person has never done it. Number two, he doesn't know the steps himself. Number three, he didn't walk it, he read it. Only in these three conditions, this person cannot. Then he claims, I am a Sakadagami. Again, he gets into Anugami for that. And he will see, oh, these 8 worldly things are the problem. And he lets go. And he sees it. And this person asks, sir, this road leads to Sakadagami? Yes. Have you done it? Yes. How did you do it? These are the steps. Will I be able to get it? Yes, provided you are Sotapanna. How do I know it? Go back to that mile marker. So explain to me in a nice way. Sorry, go back. No explanation. Go back. You have moved ahead. Back up. Then moving forward to Anagami. Is this road takes you to Anagami? Yes, it does. Anugami and Anagami. So in 8 ways, that's what Buddha says. Attapuggala. If you're on that, come whatever, rain or shine, boulders or this, earthquakes, volcanoes, anything coming in between, Nobody can stop it. And hence it is called Dhamma Chakka Pavatana Sutta. It's unstoppable once it rolls. So the Dhamma is called as lion roar. Why? Nobody can stop it. All that you require is one Kalyana Mitra who has walked that path. Okay, so you don't have to feel that will I be able to do it? Everyone can do it. As long as you are a human being, you can do it. If you think you are not a human being, nobody can help. If you think you want to read and read and read and read, nobody can help. If you think that only I need to practice, nothing else to read, nobody can help. You require all the three, Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativeda. In fact, Dhammachakka Pavatana Sutta includes all the three, Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativeda. You can't skip a single one. Okay, yes, Venugopal.
Sir, with the goal of Sotapanna, he or she striving for attaining that stage, they are called Anugam.
Yes, if they are on the path and they are aspiring for it, they are called Anugami. They are on the road. All that they require is one spiritual friend. Because it's not about trusting the person. It's about knowing that he can do it or he has done it.
And how do you know he or she is Saptarisa, sir?
That's a very good question. So you should first have a knowledge that he is doing something. And you should give in a way to see what is he doing. And then you should do whatever he is doing. Try out for some time. And then you know he's a Sappurisa. If you have a doubt, nobody can do anything. So you have to first let go of your own insecurity. That's the only way.
Sir, and contact and tense object. What is the difference between that, sir?
It's as good as asking what is the difference between Venugopal and Vilas. They both are sense objects. And you are sensing them. That's it. Aren't you sensing, Vilas?
Thank you, sir.
Am I not sensing Venugopal? Right? Am I or am I not?
Oh, you are sensing, sir.
Right. So you also have
Yes,
senses
sir,
or you don't have senses? And they are
Senses.
experiencing something? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Because of
Yes.
consciousness. Otherwise, there is no experience. Okay, we already crossed the time and tomorrow we will be meeting and we will not be meeting further than that because I've been late. If time permits, if we get a chance, I will let you know. Otherwise, we are meeting once we are back from Ladakh on Thursday, next Thursday. Tomorrow we are meeting. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.